Thank you. Thank you. This is Najee Hampton. Okay, so today we're talking about merch. So I have Najee Talks merch, just my normal logo for sale. You know what I'm saying? We got the link in the description. We got mugs, we got shirts, I got hoodies and sweaters. You're gonna see me wearing these from continuing on. May not be any certain episodes coming up, earlier ones, but as they go on and as I do my midweek rants, you will see them. And so, if you would like to purchase them, please, it's a description. The link will be in the description, and please support as much as you can. Thank you very much.
Hello, everybody. This is Najee Hampton, and welcome to Najee Talks. Today is my midweek rant for the week, and this week I will be talking about mask ignorance. So a lot of a lot of mixed emotions, about these masks, so just like. So just gonna start off with things things that happened. I experienced. So in May, my brother David, he had just started. He was just about to start his residency at Charles Drew in Watts, Charles Drew MLK in Watts. So he was like, "Oh, let's go out to Santa Barbara." I haven't been, and he was like, "It's a quick trip, like an hour or two." So I was like, it sounds good. And same with the rest of us. So me, Dom, and Dave and Marta went, for the weekend. And so and it just so happened, because we weren't even thinking about it, but it just so happened that weekend was when Santa Barbara opened up. So it was just like a whole bunch of people there, And it was nice. It was great. Like everything was beautiful. Like we had a great time. If anybody saw the stories, I posted it and I have my highlights and stuff, whatever. So if you want to look at it, but it was a beautiful, beautiful place to go to. Great experiences. I would definitely go back. So the thing about the mask situation was that a lot of people weren't wearing them. It was like half the people were wearing the mask, from what we could see. And so pretty much how it worked. So when we got there, first night, because Marlon met us out there, so he had some work to do, so he didn't really get out there until later on. But me, Dom, and Dave went first out there already, got checked into the hotel, and then we went to this brewery. It was a nice little spot, so it wasn't that big of a deal, whatever. And then it was kind of like an olden thing, so people were kind of outside, people were distancing themselves, and we all had masks in, they were respectful. It wasn't because it was just the chill people, that just went to breweries, and it wasn't a lot inside stuff. It was a few stuff, things inside you could sit down, tables and stuff, whatever, but benches and stuff. But people were just chilling, they respected what was going on, and they had on their masks and stuff, and people were spaced out, so that was good. They had pizza too, which is good. Right, and then the next day, we were. So the next day, because I think it was funny because the first time we were actually trying to find a lounge or a bar to go to that night, and we couldn't find one the whole time. It was funny. I think that's when we went to the brewery, because I think at first we were looking for a close place to go to. Nothing was open. So we were like, all right, well, I guess we should go out this way. But it was nice. And then, but then the next day we had hit a trail, nice little hike. And then the hike took us to the beach. So it was pretty convenient. It was just you go straight down as you're going through the trail. You can either keep going, past the pool. I think it was you can go past the beach and go up, or no, it's instead of going into the main area, residential and stuff, you can keep going and you can keep going up to the trail and stuff. But we just first time we went down, we was oh well, let's see, and we just kept walking and we ended up getting to the beach. And then we was at the beach and we was all right, man, let's. So we was either we're gonna stay at the beach and not, and then that's it, or we're gonna go back up the trail, finish it, come back down to the beach. So that's what we did, and it was interesting because it was there were students that had their graduations there too. When we were walking down the first time, so we was going down to the beach, we just saw like a whole bunch of like people in like their gowns and stuff, and people just like a few people there or whatever, and it was nice little thing they had going on. Like I thought that was pretty dope. Have a little graduation ceremony for these people, which is dope because not a lot of people got it this year, which is crazy. But it is what it is. But it did suck. That sucks for sure. Like I would be pissed if I didn't get graduation. So right. Anyways, I've seen like a lot of people like they'll do like the trails of cars, and like the graduated person would like have the be I guess like sticking out of the car, and then they'll be like just like honking their horns like in the trail, like in the whole like line, going through like neighborhoods and stuff. Like, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so anyways, the beach thing, whatever. So we went back up the trail. It was cool. It wasn't like a lot of people, so that was pretty chill, pretty nice. It worked out well. Then we went back down again to the beach one more time, and then this time we was like, we're gonna just be like, all right, we're gonna go back to the beach and just chill this time. So we had already ready, we had towels and stuff. We was already ready to, like, it wasn't like we weren't ready for the beach. So we had got out, and so then like, there was people there in the water. It wasn't like a lot of like, it wasn't like, surfing and beach stuff, but it was. Oh, you know what? Yeah, actually, I think because before we did the beach. Yeah, because we went back up the trail. It was so beautiful because we went up this time. Because when we were first there, it wasn't like that far up originally, but then when we decided to go up it to finish it, it was like up, like up, like it was hot. Like I was like, why did we do this? But yeah, so we went up, and then as it kept going up, then it was like a lot of like different routes and stuff. But it was like pretty much a lot of like cliff stuff. Like if you've ever been to like Palos Verdes, it's like that where it's like a lot of cliff into the water. So that's what we saw. It was just like a lot of that, like cliff and then the water. So we had like photos, we took a lot of photos and videos of that, which was great. Like those views, it was just amazing, beautiful, and then just amazing weather, bro. But it wasn't like a lot of people, so it wasn't like that big of a deal when it came to like just being out there in that part. And then the beach wasn't like a lot. There were people there, of course, but so it wasn't like it was just like crowded, So, it wasn't that big of a deal. Then when we got back, we ended up going to the, then when we got back, we were going to go get food. That was the plan. But then we was like talking about, because the thing about the time we got back, because we still had to go back up. So the thing is, for us to go back after the beach, we literally were sitting there like, a few of us like, did a little drink and whatever. You know what I'm saying? We're feeling good at the at the beach, whatever, walking around and stuff, and getting your feet wet and stuff. It was nice, but then we had to go back up the trail to get back to the car. That's not fun. like drinking heat, fucking climate, like just like going up shit like steep hills was not a good combination, but I made it. We finally got back to the car. But yeah, so then we got back. It was like pretty much. Wait, what did we do? Oh, I remember. Alright, so then after that, we were gonna go back to our place, but we were like, you know what? Let's check out this one area that's down the street, I guess, from where we were at before. So we just drove down a little bit and parked. And it was like a nice little walk, like a little walking area with like a park, kind of, just like kind of like a long little strip of like just like a whole bunch of like grass, like benches and stuff, grills and stuff, and little park for people, for kids to play and stuff, and then like then there was like a part where you could like go down the stairs, and then it's like just like a little area that you like, little area that like is like attached to the ocean, like a little like rocks and stuff, and people were down there. We haven't done there for a bit. It was nice. But as we were up there, and so we met these two. So it was a black guy, and it was like a Hispanic dude, but he was like he acted black. I don't know. He might have been mixed, honestly. I wouldn't like deny it because he acted like black, but but they were both out there from there, and they had their women there and like friends, and they were barbecuing. And so of course, it's not that many black people there. So of course, once we saw them, we were just talking. And this is the time of with everything going on with the protests and stuff. Like, and so we just like chatting about it. This before we, and then we did that. And then we ended up going down to that little like area, and And then so then we came back up, and we just like chilling on like this bench and shit, just chilled, was like talking and stuff. And then we were trying to figure out what we were gonna eat. And then Dom went to the restroom, and so as he went to the restroom, he had to walk past the people again. And they was just like, "Hey man, like this is you guys can." I mean, well, we didn't know until Dom told us, but Dom told us, called us, was like, "Hey, they say you can just." Oh, they texted us. He texted us was like, "Hey, you guys can come get free food and drinks and stuff, whatever." I was like, "All right." So I kept us from spending money on food, so we went there. They had like chicken and like ribs and links and like beans. It was good, and beer, of course. But it was like the barbecue they used was great. Like whatever they used, man, it was good, man. They had music playing. It was nice. It was really nice. And then after that, then we went home. So by the time we got home, we didn't really have much time. So it's either you could like nap or you chill for a few hours. So some of us napped, some of us just chilled and shit, whatever. And then we ended up going out to like this little kind of like little downtown area in Santa Barbara, and it's basically like a street where it's like no cars and it's just people, and that's it. It's just people going all. It's like kind of like how like the strip is in Vegas, where it's like with the areas where people just walk around. I think it's like I think the downtown area is like that, where people can just walk, no cars. So it's like that basically in Santa Barbara. So it's like no cars, just people walking up and down the streets. So I went there that night. So it was like fucking nice, I mean, but still the same thing with masks. I mean, we had ours, of course, all the time. At least having it there, if anything, like at least this is like a good minimum, So we did that, but it was nice. I mean, so it's like that. But the thing was, it's like people were excited. Yeah, I get it. They're barely coming out after so long, so they're excited. Like, and we went to like this place and got some like dumplings. It was nice. Just sitting outside, chilling, watching people walk around, and then we had one like right next door to like this bar, and then like the bar. So it's like, but we were like in the back, like because it was like a little open back area. So we was just back there drinking and talking to people, and like, and then we didn't do nothing for the rest of the night. But it was like very enjoyable. And then Sunday was the last day, so we decided to go to the pier. So we got food. We went to this place got brunch, mimosas, mimosas, and then we ended up seeing. So weirdly enough, we ended up parking, like sitting near these people. They are sitting. Well, actually, it was beautiful because it's like we were like on the pier, so like the view of the water was nice. But these people that actually were like stunts men for like Fast and Furious movies, they were like sitting right by us. And the thing is, it was like because we was talking about movies. And then they was like asking questions like, "You guys were talking about that movie and stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah." We was like, "Yeah." And they was like, "Oh yeah." Then they started saying like what they did and stuff, and like who drove on what, who drove for who. Like that shit was nice. It was fucking dope. And then after that, and then we just decided to walk some more down the little downtown area we were before, the same street, because it was about the pier of the street. So we just walked down there. And we met like this like older Hispanic dude, old OG, right? He started talking to us. He reminded us of my papa, the Mexican papa, bro. But he was talking about, and so we kept like talking about the mask shit too. Cause he was just sitting there like, bro, like, but like he was sharp, bro, like sharp. It looked like he just came from church or going to church. Like he had a flute on, bro, and had a cane and was like swagging, bro, like had a nice walk to him. Like he was killing it. And he was just like, yeah. And Marlon was already hyping him up, like, "Oh, I seen you." He was like, "Yeah, you seen me?" He's like, he was just talking, like it was like it was funny. But we just like started chatting, and he was like talking about the whole thing with like people wearing masks, because it was funny because we were talking about these girls that went by, and only one of them didn't have a mask, the rest did. he had brought it up. He was just like. He was like, "You're embarrassing the rest of the team." He was like, "Where's your mask?" And then they all looked at her and kept walking. And we was talking about it. I'm like, yo, like, she really didn't mess the game up. Everybody had a mask but her. Like, just wear one. Like, guys, just like have it. Like, what's the point? Like, I don't get why you can't just have it at some point. Just like have it. Anyways. And then we eventually just kept walking. We got to like the little area that we were at before, but we kept walking more. Then we saw this dude, a magician, that actually was from LA too. Him and his girl and he was just out there at the time. It's pretty much the same how we did it, whatever, just getting out for the weekend, I guess. But he was like a really good like magician, so that dude was dope. Like we had really good memories there. And then I was there for the weekend, and we left, came back. But yeah, but it was just like I said, a lot of that going on with that, and people just being like ignorant. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, beach people that don't give a fuck about this. That's why, especially once it opened up. But then when it opened up, just the fact that people were not wearing masks kind of made it worse, and it closed again. And the thing is, it's funny because the thing is, people were thinking that it was like connected to the protest, because that's when the protest really started hyping up. Like when the protests started hyping up, that's when like after that, then it was like a higher case of COVID-19, and people were thinking like, we thought people were thinking it was the protests, but I've been to plenty of protests, and everybody had on masks. Like people were responsible. So it's like you can't make it seem like, just because we were like close to each other doesn't mean that we have to be ignorant. Like we were worried about one thing, so we're not gonna be over trying to be stupid, like saying like, okay, we're gonna get sick while we're trying to fight the power. Like no, we're gonna be smart about it. Like put the mask on. Like I've been to protests where people are giving out masks. That's how you have to do it. You gotta be smart about it. Giving out masks, food, water. Like I'm giving out food and water organization I joined, Children for Change, and so we did it for like the Juneteenth. We was out there for like during the time when they was doing the protests in downtown LA, and we were just giving out free shit. I've seen people give, it's like that, masks, like hand sanitizer, you know what I'm saying? Like I because the first protest being down there during the curfew, they were passing out like the camouflage masks. So I got those on top of the ones we already had though. And then we got the Black Lives Matter one, actually when we was at the Juneteenth event, because someone had them already. Someone had them put and gave it to us to give out. And so we had got ours before it was too late. Like them motherfuckers went fast, like hotcakes. But yeah, so people are very responsible when it comes to that. Because the thing is, it's like weird because of course, like for me, it's like since I do like food delivering and stuff. So I'm like when it first started being a big thing, it wasn't even like me delivering. I was just going to like fucking like Pep Boys for something for my car, and they was like, oh, you can't come inside without the mask. So luckily, Dom had some extra bandanas in the car, so I put one on. That's why I was waiting for a cool minute until I got a mask. And so I was just like doing that. But the thing was like, damn, like really, like this shit's like that serious. So, and then the thing was like, every time we deliver it, we have to wear a mask. So it's like pretty much just fucking like muscle memory now. Like, and then like our grandmother, she's sick. Papa's old. You know what I'm saying? We can't just be out here being stupid about it. If we're going outside, we have to come inside, but we have to make sure we're safe outside before we come back in. And then, Papa's always like, just make sure you wash your hands when you come back. You know what I'm saying? Make sure, because like every time we go out, he looks for the mask and make sure we're wearing them. Like that's all he makes sure is like, if you're wearing your mask, we're good. That's all he cares about. Just be safe. Come back, wash your hands. Like it's simple. Just like, it's not a hard thing to do. And the thing is like, now it's just muscle memory. Like my mask is like literally on top of my fucking like wallet. So it's like the first thing I grab before I even grab my wallet. So I put it on and just put it here. And then if I need it, I'll just put it up. Simple work, right? But it's like weird because you don't really think about it being a thing, like a real thing like that. So it's like, it seems surreal, but it's like, for me, like I said, for me, it's like muscle memory because it's like already a thing I'm doing. So yeah. And so you get like a lot of people that are like really fucking being. I mean, I get the situation with the breathing thing and not having difficulty breathing with certain situations and stuff. Like, I get it. I've had times where I've been like, like I was at Venice Beach and I had to take it off my my nose to breathe. That happened at one point. I get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens sometimes. Like my friend Darnell, he works at a post office. He does like labor basically, right? And says like sweating all day. And the thing is, I remember he used to be really ignorant about masks, but he wears it now to work. But he had it like his nose was like not covered, right? But the thing is, like, I get the situation because it's like you're sweating and you're tired. Like I get why he took it off his nose, And he's just like, yeah, and they wrote me up for it. I'm like, that's dumb. Like he's working hard, like he's trying, like yeah, I mean, I know it's like kind of like, not having the nose cover is kind of productive, but at least he's trying. And I think you can't just expect him to be comfortable. I get the part with not being comfortable when you actually have sweating and shit and we're trying to breathe. Like I get that part, but the people with the people that do use it as an excuse to not just wear it at all. Like I get it when people like have it on and in like certain situations they have to have the nose out or whatever. Like even if you're just eating or drinking, But the thing is just like that, Like that's different. But when people are just like just nothing at all, that's dumb. That's just ignorant. Like don't just be like selfish about it. Like the thing is like I don't wear it all the time, but I wear it when I need to wear it. You see, like I don't have it on right now. I'm not around people. You see, when I was at the Venice, I had it on. When I was around people on the boardwalk, and everybody else did, and that's what I respected, the fact of seeing all that, And then when we got to the skate park, we was like in an area where it was like space. So of course, I took it off, just put it down. Like there's nothing wrong with doing that. Like you don't have to wear this shit all the fucking time. Just like I don't really get when people just wear the shit in the car. Like I see people do that shit. I'll be like, why are you wearing it right now? Like the shit's not that. It's not that you don't really have to do that. Like the point is really to be around. It's like when you're doing it around people. Like I get if it's like your drive, like Uber or Lyft or whatever, then it's different. Cause in your car, that's work. But the thing is, it's just like if it's just your car, like, and the thing is, most of the time you're always gonna be in the car with people that you're usually living with nowadays, right? Like as of right now, whatever. You usually get that a lot. So it's like they say it's like if it's immediate family, it's not like that big of a deal because you're always around those people most of the time anyway, without a mask. So it's like if y'all ain't sick together yet, if y'all ain't got each other sick yet, then you should be good to just drive around without a mask around them. But if you're around, people, it's different. Just throw the shit on, I also heard about people wanting a time in stores where they don't have to wear masks. Come on, really? Really? Don't wear a mask certain times of the day? Like the people that work there aren't people that you have to worry about getting sick too. Like what are you don't care about those people either? You just think it's just about you? Like no, it's not about you, bro. Like you have to think about the whole thing. Think about the whole thing. Like don't just think about yourself. Like the thing is like how often do you usually be in the store anyway? Like 30-45 minutes. You feel me? Like you can do that shit, bro. Like just be in that bitch for 30 to 45 with the mask on. Take that bitch off once you get out. It's not hard. And why do you think and how do you even think like how would you know? Like how would you even know? So it's like how would it work for people? Like they're trying to do their best for like counting, right? Having only a certain amount of people in and out at a certain time, right? I mean in at a certain time, right? I mean in a certain period. Like if it's all at the same time, it's only a certain amount of people that could be there. That's what they're doing. They're trying to be responsible with that. But the thing is, like, when you're trying to be like, oh, well, I don't want to wear a mask at your work. That's like someone fucking just coming into your house without a mask. You don't even know the motherfucker, bro. Like this ain't the time for that. Like, I don't know you. So I don't know if you're safe. How the fuck will we know? Like, just because you think that's okay to be like, oh, I'm safe, like, just to say it, like, but there have been people that have no symptoms, and they'll still carry it, and they can still transfer, like, and they can still send, like, get other people sick. So you gotta be really careful with that shit. Like, just like, no, like, fuck that time shit, bro. Like, like I don't care. Like I know, I was talking to my cousin about it, cause I mean, I know, like I said, I know a lot of people that have their feelings about it, which makes sense. And so I get that, of course. And then it's like my cousin Mookie was saying, like, oh, like, he's like how people like have to wear masks in the gym, and that's why it doesn't go. I get that too. If you're not comfortable with it, then just don't fucking do it. I have no issue with that at all. Like, I would only have an issue if you were ignorant about it and saying like, oh, like, fuck this shit, bro. I'm still going to the gym, but I'm not wearing a mask. Like, I thought I did another one like that, but it's like, I'm glad he actually was like, all right, well, I mean, it is work. Fucking up my money if I just don't wear one. But the thing is, like, you know, nobody's like trying to be ignorant about it and being like, oh, I'm just gonna not wear one at all. Like, it's not a fight the power shit with this. Like, it doesn't work the same as protesting. Protesting is a different thing from health. This is like something worse. It's internal. It's all about prevention. You know, like, that's how I see it. Prevention is key. Like, so if you just make sure that you're, because the thing is, like, a lot of people just really just want to feel fucking safe. And the thing is, it's like hard to feel safe, and it's something that's an unknown thing, and it's not like a physical thing that you can see that is attacking you. So it's like if someone you don't know comes out without, you know, not wearing shit, you don't fucking know if anything happened to you that day around that person. That's why they're trying to be as cautious about it as they can. Like, not having it to where it can spread, or you know, having hand sanitizer, or like having the distancing, or having so many people at a time. Like, that's the point, is to be as preventable as you can in these situations. And the thing is, if everybody just like follows the shit, like, it's not even like a lot to do. It's not. It really isn't a lot. Like, it's not. and so if you just do this shit, everybody will be cool. Like, you know, motherfuckers just get scared, and that's the worst part. Like, you don't want people fucking being scared. They, like, you're just trying to, like, go outside and do whatever you want to do for the day. And if you just choose to be ignorant and be like, oh, I'm not going to wear my shit, motherfuckers gonna be scared around you. Motherfuckers gonna let you in. Wherever you're gonna go. I mean, if it's outside, you know, it's different, of course. But what if you're going somewhere, like, say if it's something going on outside and there's people there, and you're like, oh, I'm just not gonna wear my shit. Like, come on, man. Like, and the thing is, it's worse because people can't just be like, oh, we can't let you in because it's outside. Like, Venice Broadway is like outside, and so you just like yeah, fuck it, whatever. Like you see what I'm saying? Like come on, man. One last thing is so I heard about Moody was telling me about, so apparently some white guy shot up some people in a store or something because they were like told they couldn't, I guess probably because they couldn't come inside or do something for not wearing a mask. So because they were denied entry for a rule, just like if it's like, oh, no shirt, no shoes, no service. So no mask, no service. It's literally the same thing. And so you just choose to not have one. Like, but like, it's not hard to be like, oh, I'm just gonna fucking put a shirt around your mouth, right? Or it's not hard. That's not a hard thing to do. And we've been in this shit too long to be like, I don't have shit. Not even a bandana. Like, come on, man. Like, he was shooting people up just because of that, and he even shot police, but he's still alive. White man shooter still alive after shooting cops though? Maybe if he was shooting people, but cops shooting cops, so they shot cops. Man, white privilege is something, ain't it? Oh man, this shit bored me, man. I mean, it's like fucking, I mean, I'm guessing this is pretty much like fucking how it is with like the shooters, school shooters, you know, like kids that, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the same, he's probably the same type of character that a shooter would be. And the thing is, seeing it as like, so you think about somebody that's like, alright, so think about this profile, right, for the shooters. The school shooters, right, usually always going to be the ones that are not social. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not social, they're always going to get picked on. That happens all the time. And a lot of times it's like, and they also can be isolated, you know, or just like treated wrongly at home, because that happens too. So if they get abused at home, it fucks them up. And then they're always going to be quiet at school because, you know, just how they are, because of how they're treated at home, I guess. And so they're quiet stuff with a lot of things. And then so then they get treated badly at school because they're quiet. So then they're weird, get weird, and then they have like resentment towards these people, It's really more so the source of it is really like this, like at home or like some like family or something. Somebody is actually making him, affecting him, but at the source, and then when he's at school, it kind of reflects. And then a lot of times, the thing is, I feel like a lot of those games and shit really do fuck shit up. Like, because the thing is, like, a lot of them kind of lash out in games, and that's the only time they have a chance to do it, because they can, and they're allowed to do it because it's like okay to do the shit, just to like talk shit to people, and then like you're shooting and shit. Like, these motherfuckers are real. They shoot games real as fuck. And then and the thing is, like, when you're like just like behind like that mic, or like behind that computer or that type, the keyboard or whatever, like you can say do whatever you want. People be brave. Motherfuckers be brave, but they would never do that shit in real life, and that's the thing. Like, cyberbullies are the motherfuckers that be like the social, like the antisocial people, So it's like it's funny because it's like the opposite, because it's like the real bullies be the actual bullies, the real life bullies, and this are like aren't cyber bullies, because cyber bullies are the ones that have a fucking resentment after being bullied and shit like that. So but think about it though, like, so you're used to being like that, doing those things, and then you like learn a lot about guns because of the realism of it, other games, and then like your mind is like kind of like fucked because you think the shit's kind of okay. Like, I remember we were talking, I was watching 13 Reasons Why. I want to say it was the first or second season, and so one of the characters that actually was, I think it was the second season, because the first season was when we was like finding out the tapes and shit like that for Hannah, and then so the second one was when we found out that about that boy, the boy that was antisocial, the weirdo photographer, and then we started like seeing him transition throughout the season, cutting his hair, getting into guns, shooting and stuff like that, and then he was like getting really weird and weirder, and then he had eventually was planning on shooting up the school because like how he was treated. And the thing is, it was like, luckily the main character came in and saved his ass or whatever, and that was a big thing. And then like I love to see like how he like, because everybody pitched it in to help him out. He actually turned out very, very, very good at the end of the season. The series. So I'm really proud of him for the transition and the change, and him being committed to it and everything like that. So, but the thing is just like, but it was just like sitting there looking at it like, damn, this thing really just turned into a shooter. You know what I'm saying? Because of how he was treated. Like, he was the quiet one. Like, he didn't talk to his parents, of course, and he was treated bad at school, and so you already know. And so that explains a lot. But yeah, but the same thing, like, motherfuckers are probably, and because now it's worse because motherfuckers ain't got nowhere to go. Ain't got nothing to do. So these people are just like in school, like at home, playing games. And these are the people that have the same like personality, same like profiles as the high school, like the school shooters and stuff. Like, so like they're already used to this, and like then they're like doing more of it. And so then like when you're not so, it's like I get that, like not being sociable for so long, and then like kind of like getting it. It's like kind of like heavy when it happens. Like, it's kind of like with me with my emotion, like with things that happened to me this year. Like, I spent months without being emotional for shit because I had no reason to. I wasn't in school. My job was just delivering food. And yeah, so I wasn't, and I didn't have like no regular workplace like that. So it was pretty much just like nothing was like a solid place to be in, environment to where I was like used to being around people like classmates and stuff, like where I would be around classmates and we would talk. But like I don't have that no more. So I didn't have it when I was at school. People were talking to me and we was talking and stuff, and I was opening up about things, whatever. But see, now it's not none of that. Like workplace where that is going on either. So it's like nothing's been happening for months. So it wasn't until I actually decided to like talk about the shit in my video, and things like now people have been like reaching out, and so I appreciate everybody's been reaching out to me and like talking to me about my emotions. It's kind of heavy because it's been months since all this shit been happening to me. And it's just kind of weird because it's like the shit's hitting me now, like the emotions and shit. Like, but it's great because it's like giving me a chance to be more open with my shit. Like, and I love it. I love it. I do. I ain't gonna lie. This is great. And so, but I get it. Like, not being social for a while, for like a cool minute, bro. Like, cool, and then you're just getting exposed to it. But you're already used to not being kind of, I don't know. It's just like how that profile is. And you already have it in you. It's like a trigger. And then it's like, I don't really know the full details, but it's like just like the gist stuff, kind of like a little synopsis. Just like it kind of doesn't. I'm like, damn, that's. I was like, if we weren't gonna have a shooter at school, we're gonna have a shooter for something, like for it's no school. So it's like, how are we gonna have a shooter in school? I don't even know how old he was. He probably was young. That makes it worse. Now you ain't got shit to do, and you're already in high school. Like fucking teenagers don't care about shit. Like the looting shit, those motherfuckers didn't care about nothing. Like they were just young, didn't give a fuck about consequences, didn't care about nothing going on in the future, and they were just like listening to each other. Like, let's just do this shit. Like, and they weren't even in school either. So just think about it, bro. Like, like the motherfuckers just be seeming like a whole ass fucking like anarchist city, like Gotham. Motherfuckers just wearing masks, they're not doing shit, not going to work, not going to school. Like, but it's like more Gotham like when it's actually protests or like looting. Like when that was happening, bro, like that was literally like that. Like damn, that's crazy. So yeah, that's like, and like when I was like doing like protests and the marches, like the march were like, you will see it seems like that because everybody's wearing masks and stuff, marching and shit. So it's pretty dope. But yeah, man, like. Just think, man. Just think. Just be smart. Prevention is key, man. Prevention is key. Okay. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you for watching the episode. Before you go, please subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notifications. Because I know you don't want me to continuously send you DMs and text messages every week. Instead, you just get notifications every time I upload an episode, Sundays, and then when I upload my mid-weekly rants on Wednesdays. Thank you, and have a good day.